Hi, it's Steph, and I'm back at Home Depot checking out what they have in their inventory this week. First thing I noticed is that they're starting to put out their hanging baskets, and this 10-inch hanging basket of petunias is $12.98. But I do know that in the past few years, maybe it'll be the same this year, maybe it won't, but typically these go on sale on Memorial Day weekend, so in a couple of weeks. They sometimes go 2 for $12. I've even seen them 2 for $10, so that would be a great time to pick them up. Pretty colors. They also have these New Guinea Impatiens in this red-orange color and in this pink and purple. These geranium planters in the watering can are so cute to set out on a porch, on your steps. $22.98. Some more wave petunias. These are adorable also with geraniums for your front stoop or by the door. And they have these, like a wrought iron stand that says welcome. And these cute little funny face, it looks like a sunflower. And these are $34.98. Hanging baskets. These look like they have a basket weave pattern on them. They've also started getting their Proven Winners annuals. So the price looks to be a little higher this year on these. Last year they were right around the $5 mark, and this year they're $5.98, so almost $6. They have this Super Bells Rising Star. And right here they have this Lissum. White Knight Lobelia. Some more petunia planters. And some calla lily containers. These are really pretty. That light purple with the yellow center. And this color is also beautiful. It's like a deep, deep purple. I know it's showing up red on camera with a lighter color on the outside. Really nice. They have these big number 3 containers of Hosta Night Before Christmas. And these are $19.98. I noticed this year they're carrying these much larger containers for $19.98. I would prefer the smaller ones for a little bit less price point, but I suppose if you purchase these, you can also just divide them right off the bat and it'll give you a couple of plants. This one's really pretty, the Daylily Exotic Candy. Really pretty color. They have these pretty hanging baskets with a cocoa core liner, and these are 12-inch baskets for $34.98. Some Asiatic lilies, and these you can plant in your landscape after, and they are perennial bulbs, and they have them in orange and yellow. There's some white canna lilies or calla lilies too. They had some yellow outside, and here they have the white and pink. Lots of tropicals, which are really pretty for summer containers. This Mandevilla is a great alternative to petunias. You never have to deadhead these, meaning taking out the spent blooms, and they will bloom their heads off from right now through fall when you get a hard frost. I like all of the colors. The pink is beautiful, the red. The only one I'm not a huge fan of, even though it looks pretty, the white, because once it fades, it does take on this, old looking color. But they're a really good workhorse perennial with a real tropical vibe. I like how they paired some of these with the spike in the middle, the thriller, and some ferns. Really nice combo. These are pretty tropicals. If you're making your own container, these are really pretty as well to add. We've gotten the hibiscus. These also make really nice container plants for your summer containers. Lots of bleeding hearts. This is a beautiful spring perennial. It does great in shade, and I also have some, I've had it in more sun and it does great there too. Like little hearts. They have some tick seed and some alyssum, some lupin, gallery blue, grape hyacinth, and they still have some of these lambs there. This is the Helene Bonstein, and I recently actually just picked up 6 of these. These are ladies' mantle, and they look really pretty when they have raindrops on them. And then they'll send out these shoots of like a chartreuse color flower. Really pretty. This one is mostly grown for its foliage. The same with the lambs there for the texture and the color. And look how nice they look together. Some more yarrow. This is the yellow yarrow, and it has this really nice blue-gray foliage. And lots of phlox. We have a bunch of clematis on these little plastic trellis. Let's go check out what varieties they have. Looks like they have Elsa Spath, Dr. Rupo, and this clematis white. So 3 varieties that I noticed here. They have a couple of varieties of dead nettle or lamium. This one's called Pink Pewter, and I think this one's really interesting. I actually picked one up recently. This one is called Purple Dragon, and it has a really nice like purple tinge to the edge of the foliage. This is a good ground cover, and it spreads really readily, and then it sends out some bloom spikes in the spring. Some early spring, some mid, and some late. I found a Proven Winners hanging basket. This one is really pretty. It's called Super Bells Coral Sun. They have some hen and chicks. These are good ground cover. And this sedum, which is really nice shade of red. Sunsparkler Firecracker. This is another type of ground cover called Sweet Woodruff. Sweet Woodruff, yep. See how nice that green looks against this dark foliage? Really pretty contrast. And I didn't even need to look over, I could smell it. Lavender. This smells amazing. Let's see what variety they have. Vintro Blue. Has nice blue-gray foliage. Some more perennials here. They have the Shasta Daisy. And these are really cool because they have like these split kind of roughly foliage. Let's see what kind they are. Carpet Angel Daisy. 36 in height and 24-inch spread. Those are pretty. Different. Here's some more of that ground cover perennial lamium or dead nettle. These have blooms. So this is what the bloom stalks look like. Here's some perennial grass. This one's called Blue Fescue Elijah Blue. Really nice blue color. Some Monarda, also known as bee balm, and this plant also has a really nice fragrance. This one is called Fireball, so it's a red. It's actually a hibiscus tree. Really pretty. The mandevilla is on the side, I'll show you. That's just like a tower. It's almost like they have it trellised up. But this hibiscus is a pretty tree. It has like a braided trunk. Really nice on a patio. They're $39.98 for the hibiscus braid tree. And then this mandevilla that they have growing up word is $49.98. A little pricey for me for an annual, but they are pretty. They have some strawberry hanging baskets for $11.98, and I like that the pot actually looks like a strawberry. It's kind of cool. These hanging baskets are really pretty too, and it looks like there's a built-in water tray according to this tag. It says it's AquaSave Smart Coco Liner, which is good because I find that these tend to dry out. But it looks like they have some bacopa and these really pretty petunias, the striped yellow and white and some purple. These are also proven winners annual baskets. They have the yellow petunia and then these smaller pink with yellow. And then they have these with the verbena. So if you don't like to put together your containers, you can get a container already made. They have some peonies or peonies. I say peony, but they have this Carl Rosenfield, and this one is my most prolific peony in my yard, and it's the Sarah Bernhardt. And so they have that one here too. Really pretty. These are $24.98 and it's a 2-gallon size. And this one even has a bunch of buds on it. Getting ready to bloom. Also have some roses that I didn't see last time I was here. Looks like a new shipment. This one is beautiful, this orange color. It's called Saint Tropez and it's a Floribunda rose. And look at this wild rose. Called Marc Chagall. Gorgeous. It's like a light pink inside with a red on the outside. Really pretty. I'm sorry, I lied. It's actually called White Lies. Oh, how appropriate. That was indeed a white lie. But they do have a Marc Chagall, so I was looking at the wrong tag. But really pretty. And this is a Saint Tropez or Saint Tropez, however you say it, on in bloom. And I just gave it the good old sniff test, and it does smell like a rose. These azaleas are past their prime here, but the pink is really pretty on them. They are called, let's see. Here you go. Blouse pink. Pretty. But they have a lot of evergreens in stock. Check this out. We're gonna go poke around and see what they have. They have Japanese holly hellery. These are a good alternative to boxwood. They have these cool hollies that are variegated. This one's called English Holly Argenteo Marginata. Pretty. Anonymous Chalipo. 6-foot spacing. They have some dwarf zebra grass. $24.98. That pine tree back there caught my eye. It's like a Really beautiful blue. Let's go check that out. This is a beauty. Wow. I'm in love. Limber Pine Vanderwolf's Pyramid. How big does this tree get? 20 to 25 tall and 10 to 20 wide. That's actually not bad. That's like a medium size. Wow. I know. Love it. They also have these Juniper Hetzi Culminaris, 8 to 10 feet. So this looks pretty compact and they're not too prickly. They have a couple of these. Look at that again, the blue with the green. Gorgeous. Holly Convexa, 48 inches. So this looks like pretty compact, but this holly is like in a columnar form, like a tree shape. And it looks like it bears berries, but good chance you'll need two so that you have a pollinator. Here's another type of pine tree. This one is called a Japanese black pine, and the size on this one is 40 to 60 tall and 25 to 35 wide. But look at these candles on it. Stunning. And you're not even going to believe the price on this tree. $39.98. Crazy cheap. Look at this guy. That's definitely a specimen. They also have some reed grass, Carl Forrester, and I added 3 of these to my garden maybe 2 years ago now. And this is a really nice kind of narrow upright grass that stays relatively compact. So it's a good option if you don't want a super large perennial grass. It's 6 feet tall but only 36 wide. So that's a good one. Here's another perennial that is a really good traditional plant that a lot of people have, a false indigo, also known as Baptisia. This one's called Grape Taffy. And it already has all its bloom stalks. And these are $19.98 and they're 3 gallons. Some Main-Night Salvia. This is the salvia I first bought for my garden, and it's prolific. And just out of a couple, I now have a bunch up and down my walkway. These are a little stinky, but they're really, really pretty in spring. And if you cut them back after the first bloom, you will get a second flush. Some more roses that they still haven't unpackaged. This one is called Sensuous. Really pretty. I love roses, they just don't love me back. I really like these apricot colored ones. Pretty. They have this pretty Japanese flowering cherry, the Kwanzan. Look how beautiful these are. These are $99 and it's probably a 7-gallon container. There's these green Japanese maples. These have a pretty substantial caliber for the price. These are also $99 and they're a really good sized tree. This crabapple also just looks like it's in bloom or finishing bloom with the red flower. Really pretty. Yeah, so they have a good selection of flowering trees. Purple leaf thundercloud. I just took one of these out of my garden. Yeah. Some dogwood. Kusa dogwood. And now they're also getting more Japanese maple. These are the red ones. And these are Bloodgood. And they're a little bit smaller container, and these are $69.98, but these trees are pretty vigorous. When it comes to Japanese maples, these might be one of the ones that grow a little bit faster. These do really well in part sun. I have two by our driveway that get more sun, and they don't do as well as the one in the backyard that's in a part sun situation. But really beautiful foliage for a red maple. They have some Heritage River Birch, like the one that we recently planted in our garden. These are a little bit smaller, but the price point is really good. Heritage River Birch. This one's called Cully, and it's begun leafing out. And these are $69.98. Correction, they're $89.98 for these multi-stem birches. Okay, I found these two white dogwoods. It says that it's a flowering dogwood Cherokee Princess. Now, I'm no dogwood expert, but I have had my eye on a Venus dogwood for quite some time. And look at the size of this bloom. Look at, this is my hand, that's the bloom. It's massive. Okay, and Venus dogwoods have really, really big blooms. Okay, and then they have another one of these. Flowering dogwood Cherokee Princess, and look at the size of these blooms, more in line with what the dogwood blooms look like. So there is a good chance that this one is mislabeled. It's $34.95, and I think it's coming home today. Happy Mother's Day to me. They have some of these garnet Japanese maples, and this is what I just used on that home budget makeover on that home. I can link the video, but this is the same one. If you prune them, they will stay relatively small, like a dwarfish size. They have some Southern Arrowhead Viburnum. And then they still have some fruit trees over on this side, but not as many. We had a really nice weather weekend, and so I think a lot of people got this stuff planted recently. Some California privet, they still have quite a bit of that. They have some more green Japanese maples. These are a little bit smaller, and instead of $99, these are $59.98. They have some sedge Evergold. I also picked some of this up for that home makeover, front yard landscape. But I also bought some for my own yard because I really like Carex. I learned about it last year, and it's a really bulletproof plant. Does really well, can take, sitting water, which I have some wet areas in my yard, and it provides a lot of texture, which is nice. Here's some good perennials for the shade. This is some Astilbe. This one's called Red Sentinel. So some good sized containers. These are $20. These are 3 gallon. They have some Dianthus. Dianthus is really pretty too, has that bluish color. And they have some of these Ito peonies, and these are the Bartzella. $59.98. These are beautiful peonies. I don't have any yet, but I would like to add some to my garden. Right now I just have herbaceous peonies, and these Ito peonies are a cross between a tree peony and a herbaceous peony, so they require less staking because they have sturdier stems. So that's a really good feature. They are a little pricier, but the fact that you don't have to stake them as much is a really good selling point to me, I think. Here's those oak leaf hydrangeas, looking really pretty and leafed out. I'm kind of tempted by these, but I have a dwarf one at home that's still a real baby. I'm gonna wait to see how things progress with that before I pick up another. I'm all about picking up trees this year. We've been at our home for 10 years, and they take a long time to grow, so that's what I'm hoping to continue to add over the next year or two, trees. So they have still some of this Pugster butterfly bush. This is a dwarf butterfly bush. They stay 2 or 2.5 Yeah, too tall and too wide. Really good, because typically butterfly bushes can get really big, and this is a dwarf variety, so perfect if you have a smaller garden space. They won't, get too big, and they are prolific bloomers. I have 2 of them, and they bloom non-stop from summer through fall until you get a hard frost. Some spirea, neon flash. They still have some pyrus and rhododendrons that are now spent, but they are putting on new growth. So still really healthy plants. This is a really cool shrub. It's called a Japanese red pine low glow. It says it gets 36 to 42, so according to the tag, it's like a dwarf. That is really, really cool. Let's see how much this cutie is. I love Mugo pines, and this one kind of looks like one. Let's find the tag. Your girl has expensive taste. Champagne taste on a beer budget. Is that what they say? $1.99. Really pretty. And here's the tree that's coming home with me. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.